Phil. I tried to make a thumbnail with the KS2 well K2SO box, but the glare is so intense that you can see my YouTube channel through it. I picked up another two today and then a Stormy. So we have now three KSOs to build, and I'm super excited for these kits, these builder kits. So what we're gonna do in this today's live stream, we're gonna talk about the custom lightsabers that will be released this coming few months. So I'm opening my Facebook now and we're gonna talk about it. As I said before, this is the new setup for my live streams. This is how we're gonna roll going forward, and I'm pretty excited for it. And I think it's the way to go for this YouTube channel. And then of course we're gonna heavily get invested in Bandai Star Wars model kits. That is something I really wanna delve into on this YouTube channel like a crazy, because at the cost of, let's say, 10 of these custom kits, I can't even buy a custom lightsaber from all the sabers or Saberforge. Well, just to buy an Auto Sabers grab bag, but I mean, I can build entire armies and shelves full of these awesome figures that are articulated, super detailed, and I can paint them in all kinds of different schemes and whatnot for a fraction of the cost of custom lightsabers. And yeah, from a cost point of view, that is definitely an easy decision. Plus time spending and painting, etc. And arty
Be a
farty.
little bit quiet.
What?
Be a
Okay.
little bit quiet.
Why?
Because just we're sleeping.
Okay,
We're asleep.
okay. I'll try to be quiet. So also we're gonna focus on the Facebook posts that are from the vault. I just gonna focus on one source for my news or videos, live videos for custom lightsabers, etc. Because I just don't want to get subscribed again to like 10-20 different custom lightsaber Facebook groups and get fully immersed into the trauma and the horrible stuff that always happens with the custom lightsaber community. So from that point of view, I'm just gonna take a step back and just look at the cool stuff from the vault, which is, I think, the best custom lightsaber group besides the lightsaber Facebook club, of course, which I don't run anymore, but it's still there. Yeah, I'm gonna browse through it. You can't see it, so you can browse with me from your own browser live, or just make suggestions and whatnot. But I'm just looking at this. Okay, somebody made some screen shares, snippets from the Star Wars VR game Vader Immortal. Some pretty good looking Asian chick, which is of course my cup of tea, has this lightsabers in her hand. It looks a bit like a modified Ultra Saber. Not super interesting as a lightsaber, but hey, inspiration for new custom lightsabers for people. And yeah, so if in some point of this video, let me do it now, because I still own Mike. I'm Mike. Mike might be logged in now and watching, so I'm sent him a message. Oh, I got a message here. I got my first saber a few weeks ago. It's super nice. Is wondering how to change the sound fonts, like effects like fire. Okay, cool, man. Let me know what kind of lightsaber did you bought. Is it a Saberforge, is it Alta Sabers, or is it a Vader's Vault lightsaber? And does it have NeoPixel? Because without the NeoPixel technology, you won't be able to get those effects. Whoop. Okay, so let me pop out the live chat. Makes it a bit easier for me. You can see what's going on. Okay, cool. Oh, the Revenist. Oh yeah, cool. Yes. So it's a bit tricky to tell you because I don't able to show it on the live stream now with the iPhone. But I can probably get the config files on either a Facebook group, etc., to actually show how you need to configure it to get the fiery effects. The rainy effects, I didn't play it myself yet. I didn't spend too much time on that. I didn't try anything out yet because I'm a bit lazy from that point of view to try to figure out how the rain effects works. And I think the line of text that you have to input is quite long, so from that point of view I will have to scramble a source for that and then I can share it with you. But I don't have to the lightsabers in a box now behind me, and it's not that easy just to get it out. Plus they're watching the movie now. I'll maybe try it later in this live stream and I'll show you on the live stream the fiery effect. Definitely highly recommended to give that a go. I think what you also can do in the meanwhile is message faders fault, because they can give you the config details and it's just a copy and paste, and it's very easy to change the sound fonts. The same, you take the little SD card out of the soundboard that's on your Revenist and you pop it into a card reader, something like this, and you pop it in there. It reads it as an external hard disk, and from there you can alter the config files and change sound fonts, etc. It's very easy, by the way, so don't worry about it. There's good sources on the internet, and I believe Shamim made a video about that as well. So if you just search Shamim with Crystal Shard, he will have a tutorial video about that. So today we are sponsored by Monster Ginseng, because I didn't want to spend the extra 50 cents on the better quality Red Bull. So we're drinking this disgusting ginseng thing. I'm gonna regret it, but whatever. So I'm looking at the Vault, the Vader's Vault lightsaber group, and I see a lot of people posting their current setups and what they collected so far. I see more of the Disney lightsabers. A lot of people are really interested in these Disney lightsabers, the ones that come with the fancy box, of course, not the one you built yourself, because they always look a little bit shit. Not horrible, but a bit shit. And I'm keep eyeballing the Ventress hilt, which is a must-have for me. I think they will be the only hilt for Ventress that I actually can afford. I really want to have the Watto's Junkyard lightsaber from the Ventress hilt from Watto's Junkyard, but at $600 per MT, I really can't afford that. And on the other hand, then we have the Solos Hold lightsaber from Vader's the Solos Hold Ventress hilt, which is around $1,000 per hilt. I mean, these prices, like I can't afford that. That's too silly for me. That's just, I can buy a freaking new MacBook Air from that money. Just put it in perspective. For one empty hilt, a MacBook Air, or a very good gamer laptop, or a gamer PC, or a freaking truck, a second-hand car in the US, probably cheaper than that. Or I can buy like hundreds of these model kits and just have my shelf full with different models, Star Wars models. So I'm really starting to put things in perspective now, like shit, these custom lightsabers, they're extremely expensive. So for that point of view, I'm probably gonna try to pick up the Disney Store Ventress hilt, or hilts I should say, probably around $250-300. I'm done. It's not accurate, it's not a custom piece, but I mean, money wise, it's something that is in my budget and that I feel comfortable with. Okay, so let's see, we had some questions. Sorry, some of the messages were filtered out, YouTube filter stuff, sorry. Okay, appreciate your advice, and I don't have Facebook. No worries, no worries. Yes, go browse for Shamin's video. It's very good and in-depth from what I remembered. Brick Champ, hey, how you doing? He said, yes, they're tied to the sound fonts. You can disable them, but that would mean going into the text file on the SD cards. You're not so if you're not comfortable with that, you may want to skip the effects. Yeah, that is true. with the additional effects, it becomes a bit more complex over time. Yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve in the beginning if you never played with it, but there are some people that have the config files already set and done, and then you have to just add faders faults, and they have them already pre-configured, and then you can just copy and paste them. Yeah, the effects would be cool. I'm more worried about the sound fonts when I get some Alt Republic stuff on there. Oh, it's easy peasy. Really, you get them from saberfont.com. You download, after you purchase this, you download the zip file. Make sure to save it, because I learned that the hard way. I thought whatever I purchase on that website will always be mine. It's not. The download link will expire. After that, you have to repurchase the sound font. If, let's say, after a few months your computer die, you don't have a backup, you have to buy it again. So I learned that the hard way. Make a backup of that sound font that you bought and then store it somewhere. But yeah, once you bought it, you go to the sound bank on your SD card, and it's very easy. You remove the existing files there, and you store them on your computer as a backup, and you just replace that with the new sound fonts. Very easy. Or you just cut the entire sound font, let's say sound bank number 6, out of the SD card, put it on your computer, create a new one with sound bank 6 as a folder, drop it in the SD card. It's once you do it, it's really easy. There's a lot of sources on the internet that makes it really easy. That's how I learned it as well, by actually reading and looking at the YouTube videos from other people. It's don't get to put off by it. It's really not hard. It's really not hard. And once you get into the flow, it's a lot of fun to actually try all kinds of different sound fonts, especially the ones that are ambient. So they have a continuous sound effects playing, like raining or snowing or wind blowing. Well, you also have sound and music effects. It's really cool to tinker around with that. Yeah, so I'm no worries. No. Just make a backup. You're good. You're golden. You will play around with settings in the beginning. Just make sure you have a backup of the files. You don't have to worry. It's really drag and drop. So as long as you have the original files, you're fine. And even if you lost them, you can add faders fault, or look at for the original configuration files on the Plectra Labs website. So I'm still looking at the Vader's Full website. I don't see much releases, to be honest. I see a lot of people showing off their collection these days, and a lot of these people have massive collections of custom lightsabers by now. That is something pretty intense. I see people with 20, 30 different Vader's Vault lightsabers, or doubles of them, like 3, 4, 5, 6 Vader's Vault, whatever, a Maelstrom lightsabers. I know one of the persons that have that. I'm looking at his pictures now, which is Michael Fischetti, and I believe he works at Vader's Vault, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, is he working at Vader's Vault? I believe he was Vader's Vault staff, yeah. But yeah, he has tons of Vader's Vault lightsabers. But that beside the point is that people really start to show what they have collected over the last 3-4 years since The Force Awakens, and it's pretty intense. For the rest, yeah, I'm just looking. I don't see anything really mind-blowing new. I mean, I missed it for a couple of months for sure, but I don't see anything that really sparks my mind or interest. The only thing is that it's kind of cool. Yep, we're live, Roger. I don't. The only thing what I do see is from War Sabers, the guys from Russia. They have their own version of Katarn, which is looking pretty good. The only thing is it has this weird saber forged frosting as the color effect. Like the silver color looks like the saber forged frosting, which I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, it's an interesting design. I mean, Katarn is kind of close to me as a nostalgia factor for Dark Forces 2 and 1 when I used to play it on my I don't know, 20 years ago, when on the Windows 95, something like that, Windows 98. My memory doesn't really serve me that well, but I remember playing that game offline because the dial connection that we had was so expensive. My mom didn't allow me to use the dial connection. So whenever they were gone out of the house, I would use the dial connection and use floppy disk, and then I would download some pictures, like 1 or 2 pictures that I fast found on the internet for my hormones, and then I put it on the floppy disk, like 1.44 MB, and then I had something to watch offline. That was interesting time. I would have to be fast. I had to be careful, but that's how it started. Anyway, that was pretty good, and we got some not I know. If you remember that, it's just insane nowadays, right? Yeah, no, it's okay, Michael. It's not intense. Like once you see it, it's really straightforward. The only thing get you're gonna spend some time on, what you want to do, is learn a little bit of the text lines of the commands, what the basic ones do, like what is flickering, what is fog, what is the flash on class, which line of the commands is doing what is the main color, what is the secondary color, and what's the mixed color. In the beginning you have to play around with that to get to know that, and then there's a whole bunch of commands and lines you really never actually have to do stuff with, like delays and stuff like that, unless you really want to get into the nitty gritty of stuff. But I never really have to spend any time on that. I just set the main colors, the off colors. But with Vader's Vault, with the current crystal shard lightsabers soundboards, you don't really have to do much anymore. You don't have to configure individual sound banks anymore with the colors, because with NeoPixel in particular, well, you still want to do that in certain cases, but with NeoPixel you don't have to touch anything with the main colors and off colors, unless you don't like the flash on class colors. You can change that, or the color mixing, maybe a slightly different shades. But in general, I feel like with NeoPixel I really don't have to touch that. With the single color lightsabers from Vader's Vault, let's say a purple or something, yeah, then I want to make some changes where I have a main blade that is purple, a main blade that is red, a main blade is blue, because blue and red together make for purple. So that is how your purple lightsaber comes to life. For the inhaled LEDs, that gives you a little bit more color options to configure. But I mean, and there's so much sources on the internet about it. You will find it, and it's really not that difficult to get to wrap around it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going back to the lightsabers. I'm looking at trying to find new stuff, but there's just not much to see. I think it might also have to do with one thing, and that is some of the sabersmiths over the past few years have been banned from Vader's Vault lightsaber club, from the vault, or have been banned from the elite lightsaber group. So there's like a little bit of a shattering of information. You really have to search on different websites and sources of different sabersmiths to find what are their latest builds and runs, which is kind of annoying. But the drama within the custom lightsaber community drives pretty strong. So there's times where you just have that. Somebody sent me a message. Who's that? Babe, I'm trying to trade off my Vader's Vault Blade Master Shodo for a Vader's Vault hero, which I used to own, and I knew I would regret it, and I said it in one of the videos, and now I actually regret it, because Luke Skywalker and that particular hilt is very dear to me. So, but back then I needed to really have the money. Like, I really needed the money. So it like everything in life, right? You sell something off and then you completely regret it and you try to get it back. So I tried to trade my Blade Master Shodo for an hero from Vader's Vault, even if it's a Crystal Shard 3.0 with an in-hilt LED. I'm not so fussed about that. I just want to get back that hilt. I just like that hilt. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. I don't mess too much with my Vader's Vault lightsabers in general. They just work out of the box. Deanna and Ellen, they dialed down all the config files already for us. They do that before they ship out the lightsabers. Not per lightsaber, but they know for each sound font what works the best, what color effects and whatnot. So they do that for us already, so you don't have to mess with it. So they really come with an out-of-the-box experience. That's why I like Vader's Vault so much, because they really give you that super luxurious feel to it, like you have a complete package, and that's what I really like. So yeah, Michael asked the Fallen Order. I said in my last stream, I'm very curious and interested in it. I just don't know how much longevity that game will have, because it's a single player game. So if they keep coming out with new episodes the coming few years, and they just grow the story or grow the story of side characters with side missions and side quests, then I'm really interested in it. But if it's just like a popcorn game, a good story for a couple of hours, and that's it, I'm a bit scared of that, because then I will play through it once or twice and that's it. So in that case, in this whole instance, I'm just gonna wait a couple of months till the game retails around 20-30 US dollar, because they always drop down in price significant after release, and then pick it up, because I don't think at $60 I'm gonna feel I got my money worth of it. Yes, I get a. Hey, you have air conditioning? Yeah, airco in the other room. Cannot close the door. Sorry, my son closed the door and we don't have an airco in the other room on, and it's super hot in Hong Kong. But I feel like I might not get worth my money.
You don't need. You can close it.
Okay. So I'm gonna get the game. Not yet. And again, I don't know what happened, but since I restarted playing Battlefront 2, even my wife, who doesn't like to play these kind of games, started to play my game, Battlefront 2. She's playing now every day. She's hooked to it. She said, oh yeah, when you go work, can I just play the game? Do I need a password or something? So like, what? What the hell was going on? I couldn't get her off the computer most of the day today. She was playing the whole day. She didn't know how to play, but she really enjoyed playing that Battlefront game. And I think that's also a bit of the power of Battlefront 2 now. It's just an entry-level shooter for everybody, just to pick up easily and enjoy. And I think that is pretty good of Battlefront 2 in this state. So that's why I'm now interested in getting the Fallen Jedi, because now I feel like, yeah, EA is there to actually fix stuff. So yeah, excited. Yes, so yes, that's a good point you make there, Michael. It's called the movie magic. It truly is. Whatever you see in the video, it looks like what you see in the movies. When I put on ignite a lightsaber here in my room, that's how it looks like. You know what? They're going to the bed. Let me get my Vader's Vault lightsaber ignited for you guys. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. The brown one. Sorry guys, one moment. This one? It's gray color. Yeah. Huh? Love you too. I love you too. Love you too. Who's back? I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. I had a few side quests coming up. Had an NCP asking me to do a side quest, so got some extra experience. Yes. This poster. I think I got it when I was with Aaron Lynn from the box store. I think, and we got this one somewhere, so I kept it ever since and hang it up there. But it's all scuffed up and messed up because this chair is hitting it the whole time, so it's not ideal. And I have another one that is still in plastic, which is pretty big and cool. And the other side of that poster shows Thor. I got that from the Hot Toys booth in some sort of toy fair here in Hong Kong, I think in 2017. So, whoop, pop the blade in. I don't know how much juice there's still in the blade, but I'm gonna try it out. And we have sound and we have light. So I want to just talk a little bit about the light itself, because I got these blinky lights on there from Vader's Vault because I wanted to make this Vader's Vault Blade Master Shodo more personal. And this was an option they had for a long time, but it was like so niche and so more expensive than it is now, that I was really curious about it. And then I noticed that they made it part of their standard customization options, and then I was like, okay, let's give it a go. And it fits really good with the Ardents, because the Ardent by default has 3 black dots here already, so it fits really nice there as accent lights. And I just went for Ember, Red Ember, because I didn't want to have blue or purple, because I felt like it's too sharp, the color, too bright. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's still bright. It's definitely bright, you can see, but it's just something different. I like it. It's a little bit like yeah, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber again. I'm gonna turn the lightsaber on without the light. Sorry, without the sound. NeoPixel is just amazing. This is a ember / yellowish color, and as you said it, on your end it looks like a real lightsaber. In my perspective, it still looks like a glow stick. A very fancy, beautiful, bright glow stick, don't get me wrong, but it's still a glow stick. I can see the scuff marks along the blade because of the dual diffusion that Vader's Vault likes to do. I can see them. I see the tip. I see there's slight discolorization in the tip, and yeah, I mean, in person, yeah, you can see it, but I mean, yeah, that is just, it is what it is. There's not much we can do about that. I try many different lightsabers, and yeah, you're just gonna have that. But if you go outside, and this is a pro tip, if you go outdoors and it's a misty day, go make videos on the misty day with your lightsaber out, because that's truly amazing. That's like Dagobah level. What's up, bro?
I need to find my phone. It's like a box.
Can you? Okay, I don't have it here. Let me try a fire effect. Let's see if it's is this the fire? Oh yeah. So here we got the fire effect in a very light lavender color. It's really hard to show it up on the camera. So that is a downside. Again, it looks like a lightsaber, but the fire effects don't really come across on video. That is what I noticed. In person, the fire effects is much more prominent than on the video itself. So let me change the color.
Okay.
Okay, good night, love you.
Yeah, you can call me.
Okay, I will call you. Oh, okay.
Promise.
Okay. So I often put it now to blue, because for this lightsaber I love the light blue color, like Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in ESB. I know it's Anakin lightsaber, but you got the point. The light blue, and with the fire effects, yeah, it doesn't come across. You can see it in the background, next to the poster, but in the blade itself, you can't see it. That's a little bit that's a bit of a downside. If you want to use this kind of effect in videos, you won't be able to display that properly. Maybe with a certain cameras it comes across really good, but so far I didn't really manage I didn't see anybody else yet able to manage that as well. Unfortunately, I think the battery is almost empty. Yeah, that's another downside about NeoPixel, is the batteries, they just drain a lot faster. They just drain a whole bunch faster. So from that point of view, that is one thing that is a bit of a downside. I noticed you need to definitely replace or recharge the batteries more often, and that is a little bit of annoyance to me. I honestly think that's a bit of annoyance. So let me put it to the side because I get blinded here doing it in such a small confined space. NeoPixel was really bright. But yeah, that being said, beautiful lightsabers. NeoPixel fantastic on camera, especially in the mist effects. Really beautiful. You really want to do that. You want to take it out on misty days and make some videos and pictures. That's truly amazing quality stuff there. But yeah, the fiery effects don't really come across, and that's a bit unfortunate. And the battery dries out really fast. I mean, you have to recharge that thing quite often. But yeah, I mean, trade-offs, right? You want to have a super bright lightsaber, or you want to have something less bright. And you could see that during the Star Wars celebration, where you could clearly see who had like a 6 watt or quad LED. You could see the dark spot in the middle of the blade, or you saw a flare at the base of the blade, and it died out like throughout the whole hilt. I saw that with some Ultra sabers that looked pretty bad, especially if it was near people that had like a NeoPixel lightsaber. It didn't look good on the videos during the Star Wars event show. But again, it's not a matter of who has the brightest lightsaber. It's about you being a Star Wars fan and you just having a cool lightsaber and you're happy with it. And it doesn't matter what lightsaber it is in the end, of course, because it's not here. We're not here to ridicule people that, for example, just they just have the content with they're just happy with an Ultra sabers because they feel like they don't want to spend more, or maybe they don't have much more to spend. So whatever makes them happy. It's not a race about being the brightest and having the most expensive lightsaber. Yeah, it's true. The movie magic isn't present in real life, unfortunately, with these lightsabers. So that is a little bit of thing that I have with custom lightsabers, is that I like the lightsabers to light up, but I don't per se need them to have sound. Because for me, custom lightsabers are let me get it back again. This is really like, this is a bit of a piece for imagination for me, and I most of the time use my lightsabers just like this. I just don't let the sound come through. I use it as a stunt setup. It just gives more. It stimulates my senses more and my fantasy more, because when the sound is coming out of the lightsaber as well, it takes a bit of the immersion away from me. So I actually prefer stunt sabers than sound sabers. I don't know why. It's weird that I have that, but I just prefer it like this. And a lot of people will say, no, I prefer with sound because then I hear the swings, etc., and the clashes and whatnot. But for me, this is how I prefer it. I don't know. I just like it. I just like it as is. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Wait, turn off. Oh no. Oh, flashing class was on. Okay. It's really blinding. It's really blinding. when Eloy says, for me, a hilt is the most important part, maybe because I don't have anyone to deal with. Yes, yeah. As we just said before, yes, we discussed. Yeah, the hilt aesthetics and the design and the quality of the hilt itself. For me, that's also the most important piece, because doing this a lot, like playing a lot with the different custom lightsabers, it becomes sometimes a bit annoying to have to play mess around with blades, putting blades in, putting blades out, having small confined spaces. I just like to use the hilt as the hilt, and then put them next to my self on my desk, or carrying them outdoors, or just have them around when I watch TV or movies, and I have it in my hands, then just not lit up or anything, just like this, and play with it. So sometimes I do ask myself the question, why do I buy a lightsaber that is somewhere between $700-800 US, just like this? I don't light it up, I don't do anything with it, I just hold it. Yeah, so I do ask myself these questions. So over the last few years, when I had like really expensive custom lightsabers, I sold them off because I felt like I don't want to have a piece that is like a lot of money just sitting on the shelf and collecting dust. Whenever I just pick up with it and play with it, it's fantastic, but I don't want to have a high-end piece that I just I feel too scared to play with, because it get damaged, scratched up, lose value, etc. Because these are custom pieces, there are a limited amount of them. And at the same time, I'm also like, yeah, why I have this thing here, which is $800 US. I could have a beautiful, nice laptop for that, or something else which I could use every day. Phew. Oh, Mike. Hey, Mikey. I just sent you a message on Facey. You said no audio. You can lip sync it. No worries. Sorry. Oh, see, Mike's comments always gets flagged by YouTube. Elap says my lightsaber looks more bright when I'm taking a few hits from my joints. Yes, that's true. That helps. I gonna experience that when I'm back in Holland. So I'm gonna 420 the bits out of it, and then see if it's any brighter. I'm definitely not doing any of that here in Hong Kong. The Dippity Ship Chit by Mike. But anyway, I mean, everybody has different reasons and different things, right? What they collect, what they like, where they spend their money on. So all good. But I'm now a bit in a state where I say I can have approximately 70, 80 of these boxes compared to one of this lightsaber. So I could have a shelf full with 80 different Bandai model kit Star Wars figures on my shelf that I paint up, etc. Or I could have one lightsaber. It's priorities. Or I could have a nice laptop, second-hand MacBook Pro or whatever. So tough, always tough. My wife made a snarky remark. She hears everything, so yeah. Love you. Michael suggests my last question because I have to go. What do you think about these heavy gray blades from Vader's Forge? You mean the NeoPixel ones? From what I've heard and see, they're a little bit less bright, but they're more durable. So that's a good thing. And yeah, again, it's not a product for me myself because I'm not gonna duel with these anyway. I feel it's gonna be too expensive for me to duel with. Because I don't want to have it dinged up by hitting other lightsaber hilts and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that they have this product because a lot of people want to duel with a very bright lightsaber. So again, it is a little bit for people that have the money available and spare, because it's not cheap to beat up NeoPixel blades. Although they're durable, they're still not as durable as just an empty tube blade, a heavy grade tube blade, of course, because and the cost is a lot lower. I wouldn't say there's less durable or more durable. I just try to say the cost is a lot lower for a regular heavy grade blade for an inhaled LED lightsaber. But then again, if you're into a dueling club and you do all kinds of, I can never pronounce this word, choreography, then yeah, it makes total sense to go for a super bright setup, because that is an attention drawer for people to come and the audience to really see that. It really helps to bring out the extra pop of a lightsaber. So yeah, again, I might over time do a review of one, but I don't have one on hands, and I have to be careful. I spent too much time. I spend a lot of money on these ones now. So yeah, well, I have to be careful. So yeah, that being said, I mean, right? Yes, Roger's in the same boat. It's, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I always say this. Like, I could go out to the bar and spend a lot of money drinking, but it doesn't help. See this now, it doesn't help. So it just yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know, you guys probably have the same, but for me it's like every month I promise myself, okay, this is it, boys, I'm gonna stick with this. That's it going forward. No more other stuff, only this. Cheap, it's good, cheap. Buy a few, stack them up, it's good. And a month later, oh, that's a nice lightsaber. Oh yeah, you know, it's not too expensive. You know what, I need to have this. I need to have this. Just this one. And then the next month, oh, there's the new Transformer figure, or there's the new Star Wars figure arts figure, or Hot Toys, whatever. Not Hot Toys, but whatever. It's just I can't stop. And then it's like, for video making, I want to have this computer now, or I want to have this camera, or I want to have this. Oh, it's not expensive, but I really need it. I need it. It's super annoying. Yes, lightsabers are fantastic. They are a medicine to relax and get calm and just play and feel like a Jedi or a Sith. I mean, they're really amazing pieces. Every Star Wars or sci-fi fan need at least one in their house. It's just amazing. It also really brings people together, weirdly enough, for dueling classes, or spinning, or just for cosplay in general. This is like a prime piece to have for any Star Wars related cosplay. So they're really amazing. So yeah, I couldn't live without a lightsaber anymore. Like, if I had 0 at the moment, I would be craving and already purchasing another one. There's just one that you need to have, at least one. How many you want to get in total, that's all up to you, but at least one. Yeah. And now I'm also like, I also at least need one Black Series speeder trooper mask. I want to have, I don't know, speeder bike trooper. I don't know, I just want to have that mask for so long. I just want to be open, flip it open, and play Battlefront 2 behind the computer with that mask on. That's the kind of guy I am. I will do that. For the longest time, I want to have a speeder bike mask. Around 200, 250 US dollar, completely set up with the foam inside from a reputable maker. So I might over time do that, but there's no end to the spend of money. It's crazy. So yeah. Anyway, on the Millennium Falcon, well, I'm not a modeler. I'm not a model builder. I have 0 experience with it. Well, that's not completely true. When I first came to Hong Kong, I picked up some of these Bandai what was that, the robots, how you call those robots, Bandai Gundam. Hey, how you doing? Nice. Good. Just talking about these ones. I'm so happy with these. I'm really happy that Bandai Japan makes these model kits because everybody loves them. They're really awesome. But I'm not a model maker, so these ones you can snap fit them together. So that's something with my skill sets I can do, and then start to paint them. That's something I need to learn. But the actual model kits of the spaceships, etc., they look very detailed, and without paint, they look very plain plastic. And I'm really nervous about getting into that because I think I don't have the skill sets for that. At least not yet, without prior spending time on getting into the ropes of it. So I'm gonna start with this first. Try to save money for a car, but I still want a new Sabers, and that's a problem. Yeah. There's like if the car's not a priority, then it's harder. If the car's a priority, then it makes that makes it a bit easier. But on the other hand, not, because it's like you don't really want to spend money on that priority per se, but you still have to do it because you just need it. But it kind of sucks then, because you just knew that you could buy this and this for that money, and it feels like it's gone from your nose. Like you had this opportunity to get on this particular lightsaber run, and now you have to miss it out, or maybe buy it secondhand for a much higher price. That's the real downside I feel with these custom lightsabers. They have limited runs, and it's always coming at a time you don't have the money available. At least for me, every single time. Or I know from that the run will come, and then you hear nothing for months and months and months. No communication from that sabersmith about their run. Soon, yeah, it will come soon. Yeah, in a couple of months. And then it's suddenly, oh, here, you can sign up now. Boom, the price is $500 US, $600 US, and then I don't have the money anymore because I didn't have the patience or the money to spend or save it up. And then I'm already into something else, and like, damn it, it's so annoying. I already had a few times, and that's a little bit annoying with custom lightsaber collecting, I would say. You never know when you need the funding, so you need to have funding ready at all times, and it's quite a bit, so you really have to set aside quite a bit of money. Gundam, cool. Yeah, so I tried out a few years ago of those mid-grades or low grades, I forgot their name, grading skill. I just wanted to really try it out, and not bad, not easy. I believe these ones from Star Wars are constructed more or less the same, so I have to get a few tools to make it a bit easier, but with patience I think I can do it. So I'm really excited for it. And especially, this is actually, I'm gonna show the box again. This is actually the third K2SO I picked up. I have 3 of these ones. I want to have one original, one in a completely different paint setup. So I want to have it all white with heavy weathering, and then maybe some slight different colorizations for, let's say, a limb. So pretending like he has a replacement limb, like he lost an arm, etc. Yeah, colors. I'm gonna get some good colors and proper modeling paint, etc., and brushes and whatnot. So and then I want to make another one, probably 2 in different color schemes, and 1 keep original. I'm yeah, very excited for it, because if you look on YouTube or Google, you search for these model kits and what people do with them, especially, for example, the trooper kits, the clone trooper kits, for example. They make all the different yeah, garrison or groups, like 501st, etc., and it's really interesting. Yeah, so I'm already started to look in how to get the basics of these model kits, how to cut the parts out of the spruces and not have like plastic discoloration, and so it's a really interesting thing, and it's really teeny tiny stuff. So it's really stuff you're gonna spend 2-3 hours per figure on, just building them, and then painting another couple of hours. So it's gonna take several hours before you have one figure completely set up, and that is something that really draws attention to me, because I really wanted to build custom lightsabers myself, but the cost of building custom lightsabers is too expensive. Even if I just buy the empty hilts, you still have to buy the soundboards, the speakers, etc, 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 and it still runs into the hundreds of dollars for building your own custom lightsabers, and that's too much for me. No Mercy Humanoid says, have you seen the new Electrum Sabers Craft Saber Core? It's crazy, and they got a new hilt. It's a tin neck. I'm getting my first saber from them. Ooh, no, did not. Let me check that out. Electrum Sabers Craft, Electrum Sabers Craft. So I'm going to the website now. Sorry, I can't show it to you guys, but I'm gonna get some feedback on that. So, Gundam is one of the best animations. Yeah, I unfortunately I never seen it myself. I just saw the model kits and was like, that's dope. I need to try that out. But I was really bad at. Woo! Wow, that's nice. The Aurora Smart Saber. Let's see. That looks really cool. This one is all weathered. Ooh, that's nice. I like that the control box is near the bottom, and it's a low profile control box as well, with no clamp card. Well, clamp card, I mean no clamp itself. Oh, they also have an option without it. Oh, so it's the raised. Okay, so it's either the raised clamp card that is of course sensitive and finger how you call that, touchscreen, and the one without. So that's really awesome. Let me see more pictures. Ooh, that's a wow, that's a really nice tin neck as well. It's I think it's a one-piece tin neck, and then they have a shroud, which is the emitter that slides over it and is held in place maybe by those two side screws, and the red screw is for the blade retention. What's this? I get a chat in my screen now. I don't want that. Ooh, and near the bottom. Ooh, that's nice. I want to see the weathered version one more time. Oh yeah, that's wow. That's super sweet actually. That's a really low profile lightsaber design. It looks like it's thin. It has knurling on the grenade section. Wow, this is really cool. Let me just pop that in chat if you guys are interested to check it out yourself. Roger says these days they made it more easy to put it together, where the old days were glued. Yeah, so I think I tried the ones with glue that were partially glue, partially snapped together, but no, I just don't. I didn't have the finesse in my fingers to do that. These from Star Wars are really low entry level kit, so everybody can snap them together themselves. You don't actually need the tools and the snipping tools and whatnot. It makes it easier though. But yeah, I'm just super happy and excited for them. They look super articulated and detailed, so that's really cool. For the price of $10 each, $10 US, I think that's a steal. Those are on par with the figure arts figures, which are a lot more expensive. This is really cool. I also will have to check out the new features of the soundboard later, but this saber looks really awesome. Yeah, I can totally understand you going for this one. It looks not really like this, of course, but it's basically a bit like this section, and then have the control section near the bottom, which is really awesome. Because this one doesn't have a control section. I wish maybe it had a control section, because that would make it more of a Luke Skywalker lightsaber, which I really like. That's, I think, also a little bit the underlying reason why I would like to trade this one for any version of the Vader's Vault Hero, because I just really want to get back that hilt. It's just my favorite design, and just I knew I made a mistake by selling that, but yeah, I mean, that's life. And that being said, guys, I didn't see much. Oh no, what's happening? Something happened. I got kicked out of my Facebook. Let me see. Somebody reported me. No, I just got kicked out of my Facebook. Okay. Okay, cool. It seems like my paintball team had a training today. That's awesome. We'll be playing with them very soon again, so that's cool. Anyway, that's not related to Star Wars. Um, but yeah, I'm super stoked for everything Star Wars happening now and what's gonna happen this coming few months. It's gonna be a Star Wars overkill in a positive sense, more positive than the overkill that we had of Star Wars in around the Last Jedi release. I think this is a lot more intense and a lot more positive and what we're seeking for as fans. So yeah, I'm really excited for this period. And the fact that I'm moving back to Holland and actually will have space in a house, space and privacy and all the good stuff, all the good stuff that you guys have. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. Again, I keep saying that. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I don't know. I also feel a little bit like the whole Star Wars drama has calmed down a bit. Like everybody's like, bring on the Last Jedi, or the Last Jedi. Bring on the new movie, and we talk again. Like a lot of people, they were very vocal about Star Wars and what they hated about it. They're cool down a bit. They're cool down a bit. They're maybe out of fire. The fire is a bit gone, so that's good. Sean Kenobi said, "Did you check the latest Electrum Sabers company from Canada? Latest technology and high-end lightsabers." Actually, yes, I actually owned 3 out of 5 lightsabers, or I know I owned 4 of their lightsabers. I reviewed them on this YouTube channel as well. So let me see which were the ones again. I forgot their names. Sorry. The Aegis. We did the Errant, the Evil Flex, and the Remnants, and the Torrent. So that's 5. Did I review all 5 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I reviewed 5 out of 6 lightsabers from Electrum Sabers Craft, minus the new Aurora, which looks really good. And again, I mean, the price from these guys is amazing. Like, you get a fully RGB lightsaber. I didn't check out their new soundboard yet, but when I demoed it with the app, etc., it's really fantastic. You get a lot of bang for buck. Like, it's really good bang for buck. My favorites from all their lightsabers still is the Torrent. That thing flipped so easy. That was so good for spinning. That lightsaber felt so smooth in the hand. A little bit less fancy lightsaber design, but for spinning and dueling, if you're looking for that point of view for a good lightsaber, check out that lightsaber. If you want to have something that looks very fancy, I would say the Evil Flex. That was definitely a very premium lightsaber. It just it looks so beautiful when you unscrew the back part and you reveal that alloy shrouded chassis piece. That's really nice, really nice. So I think the Aurora will Aurora. In my mouth, it's hard for me to pronounce, but I think it's on the same in the same spirit. But yeah, the stupid chat of their website now have a chat. I don't want to chat. Get the hell away with your chat. It seems like I can't check their website without this chat thing popping up. Oh, here we go. So the Torrent, yes, that is the favorite one there for me. It looks a little bit less lightsaber-ish, I have to admit. But that thing, that neck, oh, spins so good. It feels so good in the hand to spin. Really nice. Zach says 100% recommend Electrum Saber Craft. No Mercy says you should really see their soundboard when you get the chance. I think it's revolutionary for the saber industry. They call it kinetic engine. It's 20 times better than the last score. Oh, okay, cool. So is it more like the smooth swing profi board? Is it that kind of level, or is it like even beyond that? I will check it out later after the stream. I probably have to check some videos for that to find more out about that. But if that's included in that price of the 350 bucks for the new Aurora, that's pretty insane. Ah, this chat is a bit annoying. Let's see. I just check out. They have silver control box, blackout control box. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Cool. Is there something like the Saber Legion in Europe? Yes. If you live in France, we have shit. Now I forget their name. The French have, well, not like no, it's not correct what I say. Their organization is not about the same type of dueling as the Saber Legion does. Shoot, let me Google it, their name. But they have a fantastic group where people come together and train. Lightsaber Group France. What's the name again? It's Ludo Sport. Ludo Sports. I was googling it and then it popped in my mind. Ludo Sport. They have branches, I believe, throughout Europe in different places. I do not know of anything in Holland. I'm not sure where you live in Europe, but oh yeah, actually no, you're in Finland, right? You're Finland, right? I forgot. You're Finland. Just I think you told me. But I think, to be honest, in Europe it's a bit harder. I would say it's a bit harder to find groups. Not as hard as in Asia, where you have only like, oh, Poland. Sorry about that. Only a few places where you have lights. Like in Hong Kong, you have nothing. In China, yeah, there's this smaller group, which is really funky and sketchy, and then in Singapore you have a few, of course, which are pretty known. But I think in Europe, in general, not so much. It's just, I don't know if it's because it's just not as popular, or the people are just not into that type of fighting. They're more into either traditional kendo more, or they're not into the fighting parts of it, but more in the I can't pronounce the word, choreography of it. Zach says it's included in the price. All the new sabers have the new core and the quality. I just feel like they're wrong company where you're 100,000% what you get paid for. Yep, that's true. That's true. It's just a super fair price. I mean, if you look at Saber Forts, for those features and functions, you pay more. You pay around 400 to 500 US dollar, I think, for their Saber Core 3.0 setups, with a few exceptions, of course. Altus Sabers has something that's a light version of it. Vader's Vault has some light, sort of similar functions, of course, if you just buy a single inhaled LED option, but their prices have been hiked up a bit as well, I believe a year or so ago, because I remembered when I bought my Vader's Vault Acolyte, initially it was around 350 US dollar, and now they're 400 US dollar. It's a starting price, and they don't often do those $300 brawler lightsabers anymore. So yeah, this is one of the most high quality lightsaber companies for a very fair price, a very fair and competitive price. Will that change if Electrum Saberscraft becomes a lot more popular? Might be, but that also shows that if you want to have quality lightsabers, this is a good time to still jump on Electrum Saberscraft. Yeah, if they really start to gain momentum, a lot of sales, then of course their price might go up a little bit as well, because it might be part of investment that they're doing now in their lightsaber sales. Like, they have small margins now just to grow the brand and grow the familiarity with these lightsabers, and then over time they might increase the price a bit as well to cover more costs, of course, because they're really affordable. And sometimes I really wonder, how could they be that affordable and still make a small profit to keep making stuff, right, and pay the bills. But yeah, it's really good quality, and there's no doubt about that from them. Flow Arts. Flow Arts. I'm not familiar with them. Maybe I've seen a few things here and there of them on the Facebook groups, but can't really remember them, to be honest. Zach says another thing with Electrum, and sorry if you already covered it, but their tin neck sabers are covered under warranty for 1 year, and I heard plenty of Saberforge tin necks that break. Yeah, that's true. That's really good. That's a good warranty. If you go about and do, of course. Um, Saberforge tin necks are they're better than before. They're better than before, but they still have this weird design where the LED is under the tin neck. So you have the LED unit here, and then you have the tin neck here, and then the light shines all the way through that tin neck, which have a plastic insert, which is just a piece of cut foil that they wrap around and put in there, and then you have the blade on top of that in the middle, and it's just eating away so much of the brightness. And you can unscrew the tin neck on most of their hilt designs because it's like the ASP system, and it unscrews because of torquing of fighting, etc., or spinning. The blade will move a little bit, and it actually untorques the tin necks as well. So you have to use like something like the blue kind of glue that they use for metals to stick them together. Forgot the name. Sean says Sabermach is the other expensive saber that costs 700 plus. Electrum, Sabercrest, and Saber Trio much cheaper, but still top quality sabers. Yeah, one thing I have to say about Sabermach is that they're really high end quality sabers. But you also have to imagine that Singapore is one of the more expensive countries in the world to live and manufacture stuff, etc., because they have to comply with a lot of rules and tax, etc. So they have to have a certain price in order to make a little bit of a profit as well. But their sabers are awesome. I still want to get my hands on their Rebel lightsaber, which is basically jeez, help me out, guys. What's his name? Ashore Bridgers and sorry, I've been out for a bit, so I lost their names already. That's not good. Kanan Jarrett's lightsaber. Yeah. And don't look at the NeoPixel prices, right? Keep it the same. So NeoPixel is more expensive anyway, so keep it on the same level. So it's either in-hilt against in-hilt, or NeoPixel against NeoPixel. And Saber Trios is dirt cheap as well. Yeah. But I think still feel like these kind of companies, they still want to get into the broader scheme of the market. They're branding out, and they have to grow, right? So you start with an investment. You're gonna sell your product at a lower price than your competition, so you get more people come to you to buy the products instead, and they're happy with it. And then over time the price will go up, of course, a bit as well, in small increments, till you're at a point that you still can make profits and continue making new lightsabers, put some money aside for R&D, where you can come up with some new lightsaber designs, and have some money set aside for testing and producing that in small batches to see if it can be used as a production product. And of course marketing costs, etc., put some money aside. So yeah, I mean, that is how it works. So they start off really cheap, and you're really blown away by the high quality, and if they're really doing well and they grow as they intend, then over time they might become a bit more expensive. I don't say it has to be like that, but their likelihood is that they can't always stay at this price range. Hence that the other saber companies are on a higher price end, not only because they want just to be have a certain segment, like we only aim for the high quality part of the market, or the upper the upper case of what people can spend. It's just still expensive. Um, Zach says that makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that with the ASP parts. Yeah, so a lot of these parts, they're not particular straight up ASP parts, because a lot of the parts they still use are the legacy parts. They had this ASP system in mind and just use different threadings. It's not exactly all ASP parts, but it still all threads together like that. And I had that. God, full scan on my computer. No, I don't want that. Go away, antivirus. And I had some really rough experience with one of their saber forged sabers, a tin neck saber. Forgot the name, and it just unthreaded every part imaginable. When you put in the blade, it's just it was so bad. It's just because it threads in, and due to the torquing of the blade and everything, it just unthreads the whole time. It's super annoying unless you super glue it with that blue gluey stuff for metals together, which is Loctite. But when you use Loctite, it's locked for forever. So it's kind of, I don't know. Bricksham says flow arts is a general term used for yes, okay, flow arts, yes, sorry, I thought it was a group, sorry. Yeah, so I like that, and I think that is more popular in Europe, especially because you mentioned it with the medieval fire thingy, because a lot of, I always see that at the alternative, like music festivals, etc. You see those people with interesting clothes choice. Now I'm interesting my clothes choice and the people I normally hang out in Holland, at least, metal hats and screamo guys and punk weirdos. But yeah, those guys are like to wear the medieval clothes, like a little bit goth inspired, and then they wear like the leather stuff and what's that, how you call that, the steampunk inspired people, and then they do all that stuff. Yeah, so that, I would say that I probably is a bit more popular in Europe, and especially if they use with lightsabers, I can totally see that. And I would do that. I would personally, I prefer spinning more than dueling myself as well, because I'm not really into the traditional Japanese sword fighting or kendo, from that matter. So I do see like some really cool scenes where people are dressed up as either Obi-Wan Kenobi or Anakin Skywalker and then fight somebody else, and then they try to mimic parts out of the movie, etc. That looks really cool. So I can totally understand that, but when I tried the dueling, it was just all over the place. It was just like I could interchange it with a stick, like just slapping around people with a stick. There was nothing behind it, and I didn't feel like I wanna have special techniques. I just want to slap people and hit them and hurt them, and that's a lot of fun. But it also hurts. It hurts, and you can definitely get hurt yourself and break stuff if you don't wear protective gear. So it's not for everybody just to do it, to pick that up, because you can actually get hurt. So that's why I think most people like myself gravitate to spinning lightsabers instead. But yeah, I mean, I tried it for a while. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I don't know. It is addictive though. It's addictive. Once you start doing it, it's really addictive. But again, because I stopped doing it because I'm in such a small house in Hong Kong that I don't want to do it indoors, because I constantly hit everything. We have scuff marks everywhere in the house because my lightsabers were hitting everything, and I don't feel comfortable to go outside to do it because I don't have a garden. In Holland, I have a garden. I don't care what my neighbors think what I'm doing, so I wouldn't mind. I would instantly playing that outside all day long, no problem. But I'm not gonna stand here downstairs in the public areas where like everything is flats here. So you have 10,000s of people watching you immediately, no matter where you go in Hong Kong, and I don't feel comfortable with that. So that is the reason why I'm not doing that. So yeah, that feeling died off a bit. yeah, I mean, it looks dope, right? The whole spinning, it just looks dope. It's like, and everybody get into it. Like everybody can just get into it fairly easy without too much trouble, and then from there learn new stuff. So that is good. Um, and then from those point of views, you don't need like very expensive lightsaber, heavy dueling blades, etc. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's all cool. Um, yeah, there's nothing else. I mean, I'm looking at the lightsaber stuff and what's going on? Oh my god. I think what's going on. I think somebody else is logged into my account. Yeah, I think so. Somebody's logged in my account. I got logged out of my account twice, so somebody's logging into my account. That's interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Somebody's logging me out from my YouTube account and logging into it, so I need to check. Is there any message there? No. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, I don't know. Have to check it out. Come and work in Canada. Houses are cheaper and bigger space. A lot of lightsaber groups. Yeah, I'm really wouldn't do well in the Canadian weather. I think I love the cold weather. I love snow. Canada is really interesting as well. I don't know if you live in Montreal or near Montreal. I don't know. Are you bilingual? Do you speak French as well? But I watched a lot of documentaries about Canada, etc. And a really interesting place, a really cool place. And a lot of people here in Hong Kong either moving to Canada, or they have family in Canada, or they actually lived in Canada. A lot of Chinese ABCs or BBCs from Hong Kong, they actually live there, living there or going there. It's pretty insane. I don't know if that have to do with immigrations versus immigrations to the US, different, easier, harder, whatever. But a lot of the Chinese here, they move to Canada, or they come from Canada, so that's pretty cool. But I think I would really enjoy it. Yeah, I think I would really enjoy it there. And it's only so that my wife is not as adventurous as I am. I already said before, like when we lived here several years, hey, why are we not gonna live a few years in Singapore and Taiwan or maybe China? No, no, no. So stuck here for 10 years, which is not bad, but I mean, that's for that reason I'm kind of happy to go back to Holland, and after that I paved the way to go anywhere in Europe. I can go to France or whatever, anywhere in Europe basically where they have good IT jobs, because I'm working IT, and try out something else. I wouldn't mind that, somewhere in Europe. I was always keen on France. I just had fond memories as a kid going to France for holidays. Not the cities though, not the cities, but like the suburbs, like the smaller villages. Just very relaxed and beautiful looking old houses, etc. Really cool. Same with Germany, of course, and Austria. Yeah, I don't know how to say that in English. Very beautiful places in Europe. So I'm keen. Like, can go anywhere. Finland looks interesting as well. Poland, I hear a lot of people actually get good jobs in Poland. It's funny, a lot of Polish people come to Holland to work, but they come to work in the farming industry, like working on plants with tomatoes and stuff like that. But I also hear a lot of people go to Poland to work there because they have really good jobs, and the tax is apparently really good compared to a lot of European countries. And there are some other financial benefits if you work in Poland, that it makes it really cheap to work there from another country. And because it's still Europe, it's not like the distance is like crazy far away. So it's like going from certain places in the US to Canada to work in Canada, and then go back in the weekends to your home in the US, for example. So sort of that. So yeah, I don't know. Depends on the wife, of course, but I'm all ears. And even if she stays in Holland, I could still work during the work days in the UK or whatever, because I heard a lot of people in Europe doing that as well. So um, yeah, I mean we'll have to see. I mean, first move back to Holland, that will be already the massive step in 2 months time. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream because it's now almost 12:30 a.m. in the morning, and my wife and son tried to sleep, and I kept the door open because we have the air conditioning on, and they can hear everything, and they can see everything, and they want to go sleep. And we have a newborn baby, Jasper, who is 5 months old, and he's probably not too happy with me. So I'm gonna end the live stream, and I will be back probably tomorrow again, and then we will find something else to rant about. We can make some really crazy streams, and yeah. I gonna snack as well. I got some snacks. I need to snack, and I don't want to snack on the live stream because that looks kind of gross and rude. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye bye. Okay, I'm gonna do this right. 3, 2.